July 2nd, 2025. This is not just a date on your wall. This precise moment was marked in the cosmos long before your first breath. Your arrival here is no mistake. You were specifically selected, called by name, and brought here by a divine hand for this very assignment. And I understand that word "I selected" might feel like a heavy weight. Perhaps you believe you're not prepared. Perhaps your history keeps telling you that you're not qualified. But let this sink in. You weren't selected for your perfection. You were selected because the world is crying out for what you hold inside. Through all these years, life has been forging you in secret, often through pain. The periods of loneliness, they weren't a penalty. They were your training ground. When others were getting applause, you were gaining character. When others were moving fast, you were instructed to be still. That holding pattern was intentional because the gift inside you demanded depth, it demanded resilience, it demanded a deep quiet before the great sound. And now, the quiet is ending. There is a sacred power in divine timing. You might have felt completely unseen. But the heavens never lost sight of your story for a second. Everything that has been concealed is now moving toward the light. Every question you held is about to be answered with stunning clarity. This is the reason you held on when everything screamed quit. This is the reason your inner fire never went out when circumstances tried to extinguish it. You were not designed to be broken. You were engineered to ascend. And you stand here today, not as a captive of your history but as a conduit for destiny. This is the appointment your spirit has yearned for. The world is desperate for your yes, right now. So carry yourself with authority, not with ego but with a holy certainty. You were selected, you were positioned, and your time is now. Glance behind you just for a moment, not to linger there, but to grasp the immense journey you have survived. The relentless storms, the silent stretches, the betrayals that offered no closure. The nights you cried into the darkness and only silence answered. Those were never just painful episodes. They were foundational lessons. It was all a setup for your future. You were being strengthened, not sidelined. And while you may have felt your world was collapsing, what was truly occurring was a breaking free, allowing something far greater to emerge from your core. It is tempting to buy the lie that hardship means you've been forgotten or cursed. The reality is, those hard seasons were holy territories. They were constructing your integrity, stretching your staying power, and purifying you of everything that could not join you on your next chapter. There's a purpose behind why you didn't receive your desires on your own schedule. It wasn't a denial, it was development. You needed to part with certain people to find your authentic path. You needed to travel by yourself to finally hear your own inner compass without static. You had to meet with opposition so your conviction could deepen beyond the surface level. And today, you are tougher, more insightful, more silent, yet more assured. You possess something that cannot be acquired in comfort. It must be forged in the flames. Throughout this process, you are not being disciplined. You are being equipped for a role that very few are asked to fill. Do not hold resentment for the journey. It was your boot camp. And since the training is now over, you can step into the future with absolute clarity. Know this truth: the very struggle that was meant to crush you has now become the unshakable platform that will support your mission. A point arrives when the hidden truth must be brought into the open, not just for others, but for you. You have carried the weight of questions in your soul for years. Why did I have to be different? Why did I feel so isolated? Why did I watch doors swing shut for me that seemed wide open for everyone else? At last, the answers are rising up. Because when the destined time arrives, the truth refuses to be contained. The haze starts to dissolve and you begin to perceive with absolute clarity what your soul has understood all along. You were never created to fit into the crowd. You were set apart, marked, and reserved for a task that goes far beyond the material world. This explains why the common roads were dead ends for you. This is why you could never bring yourself to just follow the herd. Your spirit held a frequency that could not sync with the world's false narratives. And for a very long time, you might have doubted your own worth, failing to see that the things that made you an outcast were really indicators of your purpose. But right now, the curtain is being pulled back. The deceptions are crumbling. The real story of who you are and why you were placed here is coming to light. The world attempted to label you as either too intense or not enough. But now the clarity hits you. You are precisely the person you were meant to be, and the qualities in you that were once judged are the exact tools that will guide others toward their own awakening. This is your season of revealing, of claiming your true identity. What was once in the shadows is now being announced from the rooftops. So open your spirit, anchor your heart, and trust what is unfolding before you. Because once your truth is fully revealed, you can never return to ignorance again. In every life's path, there's a moment when the universe says go. It's not when you feel perfectly capable. It's not when your life looks flawless from the outside, it's when your spirit has endured enough, grown enough, and matched the gravity of your purpose. That moment has arrived. Your spiritual advancement has been signed off on, not by human institutions, not through job titles or applause, but from the invisible realm that witnessed your quiet integrity. You didn't run after recognition. You chose your alignment. You avoided the easy routes. You remained on the path of truth. And even though it came at a price, even though it appeared you were falling behind, the fact is you were being elevated behind the scenes. And that period is now concluded. A shift has occurred in the unseen, and it is about to manifest in the visible. The authority in your voice, the calm in your presence, the clarity in your words, it can no longer be overlooked. This isn't about pride or rank. It's about responsibility. With advancement comes a greater duty, a wider influence, and stronger protection. You are no longer functioning out of a need to survive. You are executing a divine plan. The right people, the necessary support, the open doors, they are not coincidences. They are orchestrated alignments. You've graduated from a season of waiting to one of walking, from a place of hoping to a state of knowing. You have nothing left to prove to anyone. Your actions will provide all the evidence. Your light will show what is genuine. Step forward, not as one still seeking acceptance, but as one already given a commission by a higher authority. Because once your next level is authorized by the divine, no one on this earth has the power to stop it. Now that the mission is clear and the advancement is yours, there is absolutely no room for wavering. You must commit to total alignment. Not partial, not conditional, but absolute. This is no longer the moment to doubt your intuition or look for one more signal. You've received the message. You've witnessed the signs. You have felt that deep pull in your core. Following your path is no longer a choice. It is a necessity. And be clear on this: alignment is more than just deeds. It is a state of being. It's taking a step when it feels uncertain. It's using your voice even if it trembles. It's having faith when you can't see the final result. It's starting each morning with a silent commitment to follow your path, whether you get praise or not, whether anyone gets it or not. Because your compass isn't set by the majority. It is set by a higher calling. You cannot bear the honor of this purpose while still carrying the dead weight of procrastination. The era of almost there has ended. The version of yourself that kept questioning your readiness must now be shed. The divine is not searching for a flawless performance. It is searching for complete trust. Full alignment means you take the next step even if the entire path isn't lit. It means you do what is honorable even if it is not celebrated. It means you trade temporary comfort for eternal significance. And yes, this will demand sacrifice. You may have to release friendships, patterns, old self-perceptions, and the fantasy of being in control. But what you receive in exchange is sacred clarity, a peace that defies logic, and a meaningful existence that cannot be purchased or faked. You were not designed to play it safe. You were made to be a source of light in the darkness. And light never needs permission to illuminate. So this is your moment. Stop hesitating, stop minimizing yourself, and stop bartering with your destiny. You know enough. You've been patient long enough. It's time to act. What is unfolding currently is not simply about you. It's a worldwide phenomenon. You sense it. There's a change in the air. Outdated structures are collapsing. Widespread deceptions are being unveiled. Individuals all over are stirring, challenging old beliefs, and seeking something truer, more profound. This is far more than a passing trend. It's a collective spiritual shift. And you are not a spectator to this event. You are an essential part of it. You are a critical element in this holy movement. You were not born into this time by chance. You were dispatched here for this specific era with a mission that is bigger than you. You have been awakened not merely to find your own way out of the confusion, but to stand against it with courage, compassion, and inner authority. The path you've traveled, the suffering you've overcome, the wisdom you've accumulated, it wasn't just for your personal recovery. It was to make you capable of helping others heal. Your story is a guide, a beacon, a signal to those who remain lost, and you are not on your own. Across the globe, people just like you are emerging. The quiet ones, the misunderstood ones, the ones who were hidden. People forged in private struggles are now coming forward with immense clarity and passion. This is the great rising of the called, the selected, the awakened souls. It has nothing to do with fame or follower counts anymore. It is about your impact. It is about your integrity. It is about understanding who you truly are and why you were brought here. This is a moment of divine synchronization. You are perfectly in step with cosmic timing. When you share your truth, it has gravity. When you act, you change the energy around you. When you live in your truth, you empower others to find the courage to do the same. This is how a true awakening moves. Not by command, but by personal alignment. So never discount your presence. Never diminish your voice. You are not insignificant. You are not behind schedule. You are not ineligible. You have arrived precisely on time. And your decision to say yes, right here and now, could be the very catalyst that liberates generations to come.